Coming up next on Hands on Windows, we're going to take a look at a few Windows 11 multitasking secrets. There's a new feature in Moment 5, and then some hidden features that I don't think enough people even know about.
Podcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hands on Windows. I'm Paul Thurrott, and today we're going to talk about some Windows 11 multitasking secrets. This is kind of a grab bag of things. I think most people understand the basics of multitasking. I don't have anything running here yet, but I can. You know, we've had features in Windows for decades, since the beginning, right? Alt-Tab is a way to switch between all of the running processes or the open windows and apps on the screen. We added Task View at some point, right? Which is more of a persistent UI, also gives us access to desktops, the virtual desktops feature. This works differently when you have multiple displays attached, like I do today, etc. So we added Snap in Windows 7/Windows 8. Windows 11 added a bunch of new Snap functionality, Snap Layouts, Snap Groups, Snap Assist, right? And in Windows 11 23H2, the latest version of the operating system, they've added a new feature. Actually, technically, it came in Moment 5, which is the first major quarterly release of new features since 23H2, but no matter. And I think we looked at this briefly in the Moment 5 video we did, but if you mouse over the Maximize Restore button here, you'll see these suggested layouts, right? So in addition to, if I were to go just down to this is a Snap layout, and I choose this, Snap Assist kicks in, and it shows me the other windows that I could put there. And I could just choose nothing, right? And go back. With Snap layouts, or with Snap suggestions, what they're doing is giving you app-specific suggestions that Microsoft or Windows thinks makes sense based on what these apps are capable of, what the the various characteristics are of the window. So the point here is basically, if you get lucky and this is a layout you want, you can click once and it just does it, and yeah, not horrible. So that's brand new. You can, unfortunately, the number one question I get about this is, okay, but can I turn it off? Yeah, you can turn it off. So if you go into System Multitasking in Settings, there's a Snap Windows item at the top. You can click that to expand it, and then you'll see all the various features that I just mentioned, but in plain English, right? And so there's different things you can do here. So for example, you can access Snap Layouts and also Snap Suggestions, dragging a window, right? And you can turn those things off if you want. I'll leave this stuff on. I actually like this kind of thing. There is also that Microsoft Edge feature unique among web browsers. If you have a bunch of tabs open in Edge, they can show up as items when you're snapping or in Alt-Tab, not in Task View for some reason because Microsoft, but they different features there. So that's kind of cool. Okay. So that's brand new. And if you didn't know about that, completely understandable. But there are some features that are built into Windows 11 that have actually been around for quite a long time. And I don't know if they're fading into the sunset a little bit, but they're either partially or fully disabled by default. And you can enable them if you find them useful. So one of the problems with multitasking, so again, I just closed all those windows, but let me open up some windows here. You have a bunch of stuff open, and you're either covering the other windows that are on screen, right? Like there's a window back there, or you're maximizing, you're covering up the entire desktop. And I don't know about you, but I actually use the desktop quite a bit, and I use it for kind of a scratch space. I'll always have files here that I'm working on, and then when I'm ready to file them away, I do put them away. But you have this need to kind of access the desktop. You could just open a File Explorer window and go to the desktop, obviously. There's that. But to allow people to easily get to the desktop, Microsoft, a million years ago, and I mean like literally in the 1990s, added a Show Desktop button to a little task, it was actually just a short, like a links bar that we used to have in the taskbar over on the left toward the Start button back when that was over on the left. That would allow you just to minimize all the windows automatically and go right there. over time, the taskbar improved to the point where they didn't really need that special little toolbar. So they moved Show Desktop over to the far right corner of the taskbar. You could just mouse down into there, click, and everything would minimize. That's still in Windows 11, but it's disabled by default, at least the UI. So if I come down here, you'll see there's a Copilot icon there in the far right, and there's no Show Desktop. However, you can still type Windows key plus D. Can't see me doing it, but you can see it minimizes everything. And then you can type it again to retoggle everything to bring them all back, right? Now, that's fine if you know the shortcut, but if you don't, you might want that thing back, and you can, in fact, bring it back. Actually, I went that way, but let me go this way. It's a little faster. Taskbar settings, right-click on the taskbar. Scroll down to taskbar behaviors, and you will see in plain English, again, they can't seem to name things for some reason, but select the far corner of the taskbar to show the desktop. When this is enabled and you mouse down here, you'll see a little line appear, and then that tooltip, Show Desktop. That's exactly the way this used to work up until the very latest version of Windows 11, right, when they moved the Copilot button over. So you can get that back. So if you want to click it, you can click it. That's fun. Doesn't have to be on because you can just use, Windows key plus D. Works exactly the same way. So that's good. And then there's this other fun feature called Shake. Now, Shake debuted in Windows 7 back when it was actually called Arrow Shake because everything had an arrow name because we have the arrow glass effects. This is still available in Windows 11 today, but this one's disabled by default and there is no keyboard shortcut. So if you go to multitasking settings, system multitasking, right? Title bar window shake is off by default. And I'm going to use a smaller window just so you can see this a little bit better. But if we bring up calculator and I'll open Notepad and I don't know. I guess that's good. Put this one on the top. The idea here is that I don't want to minimize all the windows. I want to minimize all the windows except for the one I'm currently using. So now we can just shake that window. Everything minimizes except for this one window. And they're still running. They're still down there in the taskbar. And now you can see the desktop and maybe you're interacting in the desktop in whatever way. You can shake again. So it's a toggle, right? Everything comes back, right? So it works a lot like Show Desktop, except that you keep that one window open. So that's the only way to enable that. There's no keyboard shortcut. There's no other way to kind of make that happen. But I do feel like this is one of those features that it's possible Microsoft will actually get rid of it, but it doesn't hurt anything. It's there if you want it. I think it's just kind of a fun thing. So between Snap Suggestions, right, which is one of several Snap features, the latest one, Snap Layouts, Snap Assists, Snap Groups, right? And then just Snap in general. You've got some nice window management stuff there. And then kind of two unique ways to uncover the desktop, which, all these years later is still a major concern where, you're covering up what I think a lot of people use as scratch space. And it's just kind of a neat way to get back to that. So there's nothing left there for me to shake away, but just kind of a cool feature. So Snap Suggestions, Show Desktop, which I use all the time. I use the keyboard shortcut, and Shake, which I bet a lot of people don't even know about. So just some fun multitasking features. All right, I hope you found this useful. We will be back next week. We're back every Thursday with a new episode. You can learn more about this podcast at twit.tv/HOW. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you especially to Club TWiT members. You keep the lights on. We appreciate you so much. I'll see you next week.